So greetings, what's going on? It's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com in 2018 in sunny Philippines. So the kind of luck I've had thus far this year has been bad. No, I'm teasing actually. The rain is the kind I like, right? It's energetic rain. And amidst the fact that it limits my beach time, it does in fact provide a neat kind of energy actually. And plus, I don't ever want to hear from anyone in the Philippines, oh yeah, we're in a drought. I'm like, no, you just had a containment problem back in January. So, anyway, right now, just checking in from Jamindan, which is a little town just outside of where Gracie's folks are, in their house in the farm. And I have some footage that I either am going to insert here or that I showed in a previous video, or I'll show a link to another video that I did. You could probably tell from the white noise that there's a little bit of wind, just a little. It seems as though most people here in the Philippines, when they refer to a storm, they call it a typhoon. So whether it's actually a typhoon or whether it's a hurricane or whether they don't get tornadoes here, but then they refer to it as a typhoon. And we are in the middle of a typhoon. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of the satellite weather map. I'm not sure if I have that or not, but if I have it, I will insert it here. Basically just to show you that we're right in the middle. So we're where that black dot is, and then I think just to the southeast of us, I think there's Cebu in that map, in that picture, to give you kind of an idea of where it is, and then all the way towards the top you can see where Manila is. So if you have no experience with the Philippines, then certainly you've heard of the word Manila. And that's actually way on the outskirts. There's no bad weather there. But where we are in Capiz, or near Capiz, we're in Jamindan right now on Aklan, and we're going to be actually heading to Roxas, R-O-X-A-S, and it's a bigger city, so it's about the size of, let's see, where are the majority of my viewers from? Probably the US. So it's about the size of, certainly not San Diego, about the size of, say, La Jolla del Mar, and trust me, I'm not making an economic comparison. Physical size is what I'm going for. So it's got, some buildings, right? Sort of like Del Mar, it has, the 4- and 5-story buildings, that sort of thing. But for the most part, it's residential and little shops and that sort of thing. So anyway, so we're heading over there to go to the beach in today's weather. But of course, you don't know when you're making the plans. Oh yeah, it's gonna last. So the weather reports here. It's so funny when I Google like Philippines weather, it gives me these AccuWeather forecasts. And the top 3 stories are in the United States. So it's like, all right, whatever. But anyway, so it's 2018, and so we're here. Power went off a couple times last night, which, it's not like that doesn't happen in the United States, but the internet is lousy and unreliable and slow, as is the case basically for everywhere in the Philippines that I've been. And you probably experienced that too. But the neat thing is we're celebrating Gracie's daughter's birthday today. Today is January 2nd. I'm sure you will see this video much later than that because of the need for internet to upload it to YouTube. YouTube clearly does not have a whole lot of servers here in Jamindan. So the latency is a little bit large, and it takes a while to upload these videos. So anyway, so we're checking in here. But what I really wanted to sort of touch on is again, I talk about contrast in a lot of my videos and how, what's common here, what's acceptable here is different than here, and what is a need versus a want, and also, how your surroundings will sort of determine, certainly for me, my mood. And while, whether it's like cold or warm out, or whether it's raining or sunny, I have this theory that I want to share with you. And I've heard that people who get depressed during times of lack of sunlight, like actual, photons, right, suffer from what's called seasonal affective disorder. And one of the treatments for that is basically sitting in front of a special lamp or a light, or like basically if you took a fluorescent, sort of fixture that's in a ceiling of an office, and you put it vertically, and then you shine the light on yourself, and apparently that's supposed to help you with your seasonal affective disorder, because of the more light that you're getting due to the lack of light from surrounding you. Now, my belief and experience is that my seasonal affective disorder, if I in fact have that, or my depression or my disappointment that occurs when there's no sun, less sun, certainly in Southern California, I don't believe that that's cured with medication, and I don't believe that that's cured with a bar of light. I believe it helps for sure, but for me, I honestly have belief and experience that it improves with ambient temperature, because while it's raining right now, and you could argue that it's like gross out, right? It's warm, and of course it's humid because it's raining. But I mean, it's probably about 80 degrees, and when it's above 80 degrees around me, I seem to be in a pretty darn good mood. And so I would submit, and I'm bummed because I can't find any research that's been done on how ambient temperature affects seasonal affective disorder in a positive way. And I have no desire to spend the next 5 years of my life doing research to get my PhD, to then submit a paper for judgment on whether that will actually improve depression, right? Or get rid of depression, or delay it somehow. If you're in an area of ambient temperature that is greater than, say, cold, what we would consider cold. So it's more than 75, or for me it's more than 80, or for some people it might be more than 90. For other people it'd be like, oh my God, as long as it's above 60, I'm in a good mood, whatever. But I'm finding that here because, again, we have been lucky enough to have this all the time, constantly. Constant rain, followed by patches of more rain and intense wind. And it's just, like I've written, call it energetic rain. And it's got a lot of benefits to it, especially when you come from Southern California, and, our annual rainfall is like 1 or 2 inches. And we're always drought, blah, 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 blah. And we always got to buy water, I guess, from Colorado or wherever. Whereas here, there's an excessive amount of water. And, of course, there's flooding. And because of that, So here's a great one. So it's really warm out, and so we're walking a little bit, and we're taking this motorbike down from Gracie's folks' place, and there's this part of the road that is just, the drainage is horrendous, and so there's literally 1.5 meters of water, and the solution to get across it is these guys have taken a whole bunch of bamboo, poles, and roped them together, like you would see from when Gilligan tried to make his first raft. And you get on it, you stand on it, and you get your feet wet, of course, but you float, and then the guy walks up to chest level or however deep the water is, and they push you across this river that used to be a road, and then you get across, and you pay them 20 pesos, which is 40 cents. So for 80 cents, she and I got across this river, right? Pretty good solution. But anyway, I just wanted to check in and share that because I'm sitting here and I'm actually in a fairly good mood. Now, again, you could argue, yeah, Mike, you're on vacation. If you were in Maui and it was pouring rain, you'd be in a good mood too. But I also live in San Diego, and you could argue that I'm constantly, quote unquote, on vacation, in the sense that there's a lot of the United States that saves up all year to come where I live, and they only come for 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm, in a vacation spot, in a vacation destination. I mean, if you look at the numbers, and depending upon how you want to classify it, meaning if you say, okay, this many people vacation in San Diego every year, you could say, yeah, but how many of them are international? What does vacationing mean? Does it mean that someone who drives down from Los Angeles is vacationing in San Diego? But regardless, if you just do a blanket, how many people come into San Diego to vacation every year, it's the same number that vacation in all of Thailand every year, approximately 30 million people. So I think her dad's here, which is great, which means her dad's here, her mom is here. We're going to get in a van. We're going to go to Roxas. We're going to head to the beach and get some of this, but not, oh yeah, and the next hotel has a pool too, but it's cold. Anyway, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, then you're potentially not in an area of warm ambient temperature. Talk to you soon. Ciao.